So we now go to our penultimate final of the opening round of the 2025 Chrono Karting Dutch Championship here at Circuit Park Berghem. And we go to KZ2 Masters. So penalties issued. 104, which is William van der Kai. 3-place penalty, ignoring yellow flags. Then driver number 162, Michael Verhoeven. 3-second penalty for unsportsmanlike driving. Martin Versteeg also, well, got unsportsmanlike driving, but got a 1-place penalty. And driver 118, Niels Böhler, got a front bumper penalty, adding 5 seconds to his time. Here's the grid. Wesley de Waal and Jeroen Bos round out the front row with de Waal on pole position. Erik Angenent and Edgar Oosting round out row 2. Mick Berghem and Sebastian Koppenol round out row 3. Glenn van den Hoek and Benno Ridder rounding out row 4. They're by the top 8. Niels Böhler and William van der Kai complete your top 10. Mark Verhoeven, Anton Gidding, Martin Versteeg, Daniel Zistra, Mike Hendricks, Reese Llewellyn, William Klooster, Bas Steen, Niels Koster and Alexander Homerson round out your grid. So all 20 drivers now starting to make their way onto the grid. And once the green flag waves at the back, we will have the signal, the red lights for the drivers to quickly get themselves ready, psyched up and ready to compete. Drivers instructed to look at the lights. Revs rise, lights are on. And the final gets going right now. Oh, Jeroen Bos slows and it causes pandemonium behind. Multi-card incident on the start-finish straight. 111, William Klooster. Oh, one of the Maranellos. 133, Anton Gidding has got a bent back axle. Oh. It was Jeroen Bos on the outside of the front row that bogged down, and it caught everyone else out who were unawares, and then straight away it's just caused absolute pandemonium. And what's more, I think it's a 1-2 at the moment with regards to Maranellos. We'll wait until we see them coming across the line, but there will be yellow flags told to slow down. So Wesley de Waal, Erik Angenent, Mick Berghem, Benno Ridder, Glenn van den Hoek, Jeroen Bos bogged down all the way to 6th position, and now they can start racing again. And a couple of dive bombs. Oh, it nearly came to blows once again. I think Edgar Oosting was there. He dived up the inside of Niels Böhler, side by side for 5th. Oh, another incident. And that's Glenn van den Hoek, the champion from last year, saying, no, 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 that's not how you overtake. Oh, that is a real shame. It's just people trying to... I said this earlier on in the broadcast. This is the opening round of the championship. And at this point, what you need to start doing is scoring points. Yes, there are drop scores, but you do not want to have any blemishes on your tally. And now Glenn van den Hoek has got to come right back. So affected in that incident, Anton Gidding, Daniel Zilstra, Mike Hendricks and Bas Steen, all out. 4 competitors eliminated on the first, on the start line incident, start finish straight incident on lap number 1. And Glenn van den Hoek has stumbled all the way down to 16th place, putting him around about 22 seconds back from race leader Wesley Duval, who brings us over the line to start lap number 4. Oh, and one of the carts, that's the CRG going very, very wide. I think that might have been Martin Versteeg holding on and hopefully not having a code brown in the same time. And oh, these drivers are just really pushing the limit through turn 4. I understand what they're trying to do, but it's just... It's difficult to sometimes be as neutral as you can, but it's just that drivers are just going for really, really late lunges, and the big thing is that sometimes there comes that potential risk of someone ending up not just getting the short end of the stick, but potentially getting injured as a direct consequence of somebody else's actions. And I'm not going to throw anyone under the bridge on it, because there's no point. Everyone has had incidents where they've been involved, whether they've been the one that they've started the chain reaction inadvertently, through not, you know, and it's not through not want, they don't have any intention, but it's in terms of making a complete pig's ear of it. But there are times when a driver will think, yes, that gap I can go through, and then they find out the hard way when the other driver doesn't open up the steering, maybe doesn't even see them from way back where. But Mick Bertram is now joining this party. The two drivers, Wesley Duval and Edda Ganganent, both running on the Maranellos. As you can see, the Nassau panels. Aero has become a bit of a talking point with the new for 2025 Nassau panels, some of which, like say with the TB kart, has a little channel underneath the front of the Nassau panel that goes underneath it. 4 or 5 vents at the top, and then a couple of little channels where the air will then go over the driver. So William Gloucester is out of this race. That might have been with the incident with Glenn van den Hoek. Jeroen Bos goes deep into turn 5 on Mick Bertram. And Mick Bertram returns back to third after Jeroen Bos just went a bit too, well, carried a bit too much speed. You know, there's commitment and then there's overspeed. When you think you've hit your braking point, the kart doesn't really react to how you want it to work. So Sebastian Coppenol gets through on Rhys Llewellyn from the United Kingdom. That's for position P13. And the first major part of the field makes its way through into turn number 4. Jeroen Bos, however, through 5 is really putting the pressure onto Mick Bertram for that 3rd place. So things are settling down in terms of aggressive tendencies of trying to put a move on the opposition. But with KZ2, you really have to have your wits about you sometimes, and more to the point, you don't want to risk it now. Jeroen Bos could get the run out of the chicane on the start-finish straight. And is he going to go for the move? Yes, he does. Nice and clean. That's a textbook overtake from Jeroen Bos there, going through turn number 4. And Mick Bertram knew it was more than likely going to happen. And as a direct consequence, he decides, you know, sometimes at this point in the season, you want to pick up a good amount of solid points. And with that, you know, if someone's going to throw it up the inside of you, you're just going to have to be incredibly, incredibly careful. Not to push the boundaries and try and over-defend, you know, open up the steering, slow the kart down. Sam Knopfus has been in the YouTube chat. Oh dear, that was a bit too close for comfort. Niels Berler going, well, literally just charging in like the Brahma Bull. and, well, starts jumping over other people's wheels in the process. That would have been on the, well, that was the 162 that got impacted at that point. Mark Verhoeven is now down into 9th place. He's already made up 2 positions over the course of this final. 8 minutes down, just over 5 minutes to go. And just behind Alexander Hommerson from Belgium. Martin Versteeg trying to look for an opportunity to get through. Goster and Hommerson have made up a couple of made up 9 places so far. So Goster 18th, Hommerson 19th, sorry, for Niels Goster, 20th for Alexander Hommerson. So Wesley Duval pulling a slight advantage to the tune of nearly 1.5 seconds over Eric Angenent. Jeroen Bos still holding on to P3, but is chasing the 165 down. It's a bit like a hunter going after a bear in a dark, deep forest. And yeah, Jeroen Bos could try the move here at turn number 4 very shortly. Is he going to throw it up the inside? Thinks better of it. Probably thought, well, I'm a little bit too far away. You know, I've just got to be very, very careful what I do with the vehicle. And he's got to have that mechanical sympathy. So Angenent effectively playing, I think, rear gunner now for Wesley Duval, because there's only 3 minutes and 25 seconds plus the 2 additional laps. So, what are we talking? 3 minutes 60 for walking interviews, or for the interviews. Yeah, so you just sort of like see how over this, how these drivers are trying to mitigate the use of the tyres. And with the use of the tyres, sometimes you can coax the life back out of them. There are some that, you know, are slick tyres, they're not warmed up on a car, and then you go out and you're slipping and sliding, wondering who's put shoddy tyres on the back of my car. But what you actually want to see is what they would do if the real the real tyres developed for the car are done as best they can be to a Porsche specification. Meantime, Eric Angenent and Jeroen Bos are nearly intertwined by the bumper, so to speak, but Eric keeping a solid . So 15 runners and riders carrying on the journey here at round 1 out of, well, 7 official rounds in the calendar, I believe. I know I'm going to be back for a couple more of them this year. So but I don't think we're over yet. So at the moment, biggest mover, Niels Koster, up 9 places from 19th. Now runs 10th. Alexander Hommerson from Stone Dead last, moved up 8 places, now currently 12th. Benno Ridder, the number 112 from the Netherlands, up 3 places. Really, really good. Very soon we will go on to that final lap. And we'll have one more race to go. It's getting a little bit close for comfort. Some of the liveries do look the absolute proverbials. They really, it's like the attention to detail. You look at it, I've got this colour. All this sparkle is there's little pigments in there to help something pop. And so there's still, this is getting a bit tetchy now because that was Edgar Oosting following in the wheel tracks of Benno Ritter. Now I'm wondering whether that is going to be one of these two karts here. So it's CRG versus Sodi karts. Go on to our penultimate lap. But Wesley Duval has really put a number on it, everyone else, because very soon he is going to be making his way to the finish line, and Wesley Duval will take the last lap board, and then we'll see 1.1 kilometres. Remember the win streak that Wesley Duval had on Virulart last year. Last lap underway, and he's ahead by 2.242 seconds. Ahead of Eric Angenent. Jeroen Bos is still with the number 165, so expect the unexpected. Mick Bertram in 4th place, Benno Ridder, William van der Kay, Edgar Oosting, Niels Böhler, Niels Koster, and Mark Verhoeven round out your top 10 as we come down towards the final few moments. Oh, Jeroen Bos, I think, was being a little bit sneaky there, trying to open up the door. He's going to try again through the penultimate right-hander. Jeroen Bos. Oh, contact between the pair. And Angenent doesn't do it, but Wesley Duval wins again. It's back to winning ways. Wins the pre-final, wins the final. And with it comes a maximum haul of points. Can Wesley Duval, next time out, go and do the double again? Now, that man had the most successive race victories in 2024. Let's have a look at your provisional results. Wesley Duval takes the win after 20 laps by nearly 3.4 seconds ahead of Jeroen Bos. With Bos and Angenent having a little bit of a ta-ta-ta at the penultimate right-hander. Angenent mounting, well, I think it was Angenent mounting the back bumper of Bos as he sent it through the inside. Mick Bertram and Benno Ridder round out the top 5 ahead of William van der Kay, Edgar Oosting, Niels Böhler and Niels Koster. With Mark Verhoeven rounding out your top 10. Koster with the most positions gained from 19th to 9th. Martin Versteeg, Alexander Homerson, Sebastian Koppenol, Glenn Vandenhoek would finish 14th ahead of the final classified driver. A lap down, Rees Llewellyn. William Klooster out on lap 3 with Anton Gidding, Daniel Zylstra, Mike Hendricks and Bas Steen with that multi-cart incident after Jeroen Bos bogged down at the start, eliminated before they even crossed the start-finish line. Next up, it's the last race of the meeting. KZ2, the final, is next.